The word zeitgeist is another foreign word that historians love to use. Zeitgeist refers to a spirit of the age. Zeit is the German word for time, Geist for spirit. So a zeitgeist is something that moves a particular time, like a spirit moves a body. What were the prevailing ideas and what motivated people to act? During the medieval period, theology was the predominant mode of scholarship. Theo, God, ology, study, the study of God. This was the era of great theologians, from Augustine to Aquinas. Theology dominated European scholarship. European theologians, beginning with Augustine, focused on the human fallen nature, original sin. Original sin corrupted the world. When Adam and Eve bit the apple, they fell from grace. They no longer could walk with God. They no longer could talk with God. And because of that fallen nature, they were cast out of a garden and the world of sin arose. Humans could not re-enter the garden. For the Roman Catholic theologian, Augustine, humans could only choose the lesser good over a higher good. Everything in the world created by God was good. It was a good world. But humans always, because of original sin, chose a lesser good and ruined the world that we live in. The only way out of that dilemma then was through the sacraments. Humans lacked free will. Free will was broken with original sin. And so the sacraments of the Catholic Church restored the will to do good things in the world. But it was always imperfect. Humans would always choose poorly. And so it was the grace of the sacraments and the mercy of God that allowed humans to finally achieve perfection in the next world, in an afterlife. This world was corrupted. This world was broken. The Catholic Church divided human behavior into 7 holy virtues, things that humans should strive to do: chastity, abstinence, liberality, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. All of these virtues, things that could make the world a better place, were based on self-denial. To deny one's sexuality, to deny one's desire for alcohol or food, to deny oneself and give freely to others, to remain diligent when there were so many distractions in the world, to be patient when you want something right now. The afterlife was something that was not going to come immediately. To be kind to others and to act with humility instead of trying to be grandiose. On the other hand, there were 7 deadly sins. Lust, the opposite of chastity. Gluttony, the opposite of abstinence. Greed, the opposite of liberality. Sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. All of these behaviors were a matter of self-indulgence. These were giving in to the sinful impulses of a corrupted or fallen nature. Human beings need to deny their impulses, deny their sensual desires, and thereby achieve spiritual perfection in the next world. When Renaissance scholars looked to the Greco-Roman world, they found a different zeitgeist. Some of that zeitgeist can be found in Greek mythology, in which humans strive to be their best, arete. If they don't strive to be their best, the gods will punish them. But the gods reward those who try to achieve their personal best. There's also hubris, so that when humans have a false pride, that they believe that they achieve something all on their own without others, they're punished for that. So both Personal excellence and excessive pride were something that were punished by the Greek gods. Socrates also emphasized people trying to be their personal best. But this personal best meant something different for Socrates. It meant using their mind, their rational human mind, to challenge and question society. This was virtue. An individual ought to lead a questioning life. So when Socrates taught questioning, it got into a world of trouble. He was put on trial for atheism because he questioned the traditional beliefs about Greek gods. He was put on trial for corrupting the youth of Athens because he taught the youth of Athens to question not only the priest, but the politicians. For Socrates, this was the highest virtue, to question tradition, to seek the truth inside the human being through recollection. That within the human body itself, there was a truth. And so questioning would bring out that truth. Questioning priests, questioning politicians, but most of all, questioning the youth to look inside themselves and find something they knew for certain was true. The student of Socrates was Plato, and Plato further developed this with Platonic dualism. This is seen in the allegory of the cave, in which the sensual world, the world of the senses, were like shadows on the wall. It was the true scholar who could break away from the chains that bind the sensual world and climb out into the world of the intellect that saw the world as it actually was. There was a theater, a game going on inside that cave. And so the intellectual sought the truth within the human mind and did not rely simply on the binding images provided by society. Aristotle brought this a step further. Instead of looking to the gods, instead of looking inside, Aristotle encouraged his students to study the world around them, to look for the truth that actually worked, to find things that match up both what's in the mind and in the world itself. Aristotelian logic then tried to reconcile the words we use with the physical reality we see. And so Aristotelian scholarship focused on empirical knowledge. All of this together combined produced a zeitgeist that focused on the human ability to use their reason to study the world around them and to arrive at a truth. Truth did not come from theology. Truth was not a gift of the gods through a priest. Rather, truth was something that the human mind could find for itself by studying the world and arriving at its own conclusions. Individuals were encouraged to develop their mental capacity to the fullest and use that to serve society and make this world a better place. They didn't have to wait for another world. This world could be better.